and their people need to go beyond just the big P purpose. I think it's great, but I think it's too one-dimensional for some people. So we make widgets, big deal. Shareholder value. Oh, great. Shareholders are going to get a bigger boat. Wonderful. Am I bothered about that? No. And so I describe how motivation is pear-shaped. And PAIR is an acronym. P is for purpose. And that's both big P purpose. It's about what we do, the importance of what we do, how we change the world, how we change lives, all that sort of stuff. There's also little p purpose, which is about understanding the importance of the tasks that we're doing. Not just the big P purpose of we change lives, but the thing I'm doing right now is important because. So there's a couple of dimensions to purpose. E is for enjoyment. And enjoyment can have several dimensions to it as well. Enjoying being part of a great team, enjoying working with great clients, having interesting projects. Variety is enjoyable for a lot of people. Having challenges that are stimulating. I know loads of engineers that hate the easy stuff because it's boring. They want the difficult stuff. That's enjoyable. That they can really get their teeth into. For some people, it's about being able to flex their creative muscles. Having autonomy, being able to solve problems. So there's lots of dimensions to E and enjoyment, what can give us enjoyment. A is for ambition and achievement. This is the understanding that we're really good at what we do. I'm good at what I do. We're good at what we do. We feel that sense of mastery. We feel that sense of achievement whenever we do something. And it can also be about growing, learning and developing and progressing, knowing that we're better now than we were 6 months ago and we're going to be better again. For some, this is the understanding that we're probably the best in the world at what we do. That's not true for everybody, but it's that sense of achievement that we get from doing a great job. That really motivates a lot of people. And the R is recognition and reward. Now, the reward could be dollars and cents, pounds, shillings and pence, it could be that, but it's also awards. It's recognition. It's a pat on the back and a thank you. There are lots of dimensions to this as well. Sometimes, and one of the things I discovered, I spent a year or so working with the Fiji rugby sevens team. We gave them probably the toughest training week that they've ever had. It was coming out of Christmas into New Year. They had a tournament coming up at the end of January. And we set them the hardest challenge, not just because it was physically tough training, but we were also pushing them out of their comfort zone in so many different ways. And at the end of the week of training, we split our squad into two. They were going to play matches against each other, and we had a prize for the winning team. And the prize was pizzas and beer. And they gave it everything. They've never worked so hard in their lives. They were utterly, utterly motivated by the reward of pizzas and beer, which cost a grand total of, I think, about 150 Fijian dollars, which is probably about 75 US dollars. And yet we got the best training week for the squad we've ever had. And so it doesn't have to be, oh, right, we need to ramp up the bonuses or we need to give everybody more perks or whatever. It just has to be about understanding what people will find rewarding and how we can recognize their efforts.
Let's stay with the Fiji 7 and this team that you are working with, because what I see there is an example of incredible prosocial behavior. And this is a newer term for me. And so if people in the audience don't know what prosocial behavior is, it's really sacrificing your individual results for the betterment of the team. So I might be a great basketball player and be able to score 30 points a game in a loss, or I might play and pass and do a little bit more of the dirty work, score 15 points, and we win. That prosocial behavior, I think, is so important, not only in sports, but in business as well. Like, if I'm just out for myself, the team may not be as successful. And I think this is so interesting, because that's the key for leaders of teams, is to get the players or the employees to participate in that prosocial behavior. And how can leaders do that?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about purpose. and having a strong purpose. And lots of people talk about a sort of a collective purpose that's greater than our individual. I think about alignment, aligning the personal purpose and the team purpose, so that we don't have to choose between what's good for us and what's good for the team. What's good for us is what's good for the team, and what's good for the team is what's good for us. And that we can see that we're not doing it for the team instead of us. If we put the effort in, everybody's going to win. The team wins and we win all at the same time. I wrote a book many years ago called How to Herd Cats. It's predicated on the understanding that cats operate in their own self-interest. They're independent thinkers. They don't tend to work in a collective. I mean, lions do, but most other cat species don't. They'll tend to go off and do their own thing, and that's what suits them. So how could we herd cats? How could we get cats to choose to go in the same direction? And I ask leaders, I do, lots of masterclass workshops as well as keynotes, and I'll ask leaders, how could we get the cats to choose to go in the same direction? And they'll have a think and they go, food would do it. Absolutely, yeah. And if we had the cats in a room and we wanted them to all leave by the same door, we could put some food, especially if they were hungry, put some food, nice smelly cat food out on the other side of that door. And there's a very good chance that they will elect of their own accord to all leave by the same door. We don't have to catch them and throw them out or pull them off the ceilings or drag them by the tail or anything. They're going to choose to do it because it suits them. Okay, what other ways could we use? And then they'll go, what if we introduced a pack of wolves from the other side of the room? Yeah, bingo, that would do it too. We wouldn't have to get the cats together and go, where shall we go? Which door shall we leave by? They'll just leave. What else could we do? What about a little laser pointer or a ball of string outside the door? Yep, that would do it too. Yeah. We could even, if we wanted to, turn up the air conditioning in here, drop it to a nice balmy -5 degrees. And if we put an electric blanket, nice warm, cozy blanket outside, they'll all elect to leave. And what we start to understand is that just because they're operating in their own self-interest, they don't have to choose something different. They could all choose the same path. What we've got to do as leaders is understand why they would make that choice, why they would choose to come in the same direction as everybody else, why they would choose to join us as the team. And it does have to be good for them. Now, in some teams, honestly, some people will say, that's not the direction I want to go in. Thank you. And we may have to say, that's fine. You go off in your direction. We're going in this direction, but it does mean that we don't have a future together anymore. And that's okay. We just need to recognize, because, leaders will often say, oh, God, that's a difficult conversation to have. It is, but it's also an honest one. Because if you're not honest and say, look, we are all going left. If you want to go right, that's fine. We're all going to go left. And if left isn't the right direction for you, it's only honest for me to tell you that now so that we can part and maybe shake hands, rather than try and drag you, because you're going to be resisting it the whole way. It's not going to be fun for you or us if we're trying to drag you left when you want to go right. And if you don't believe left is the right direction either, probably let's just shake hands and say, you might be right. Hey, who knows? But we are committing to going left.
If we don't address it, nobody's going to win.
Correct.
Right? The individual's not going to win. The team's not going to win.
I think there are lots of very challenging environments. Entrepreneurial environments are challenging. There are lots of other examples where we've got to be honest with people. This isn't easy. It's not going to be easy. If you want easy, if you want cozy, if you want safe, if you want predictable, it's not here. And what we actually want is adventurers. We want people who are explorers, adventurers, who are actively embracing their discomfort zone, who want to grow, who want to push themselves, who want to experiment. We actively need those people. So if you do want safe, cozy, predictable, then it's not here. And I wrote another little book called Hire Great People. It's about how you hire on character, and how you attract the right people in the first place and repel the wrong ones. And I came across an advert. It was a recruitment advert. Ernest Shackleton, who was recruiting a crew to go to the Antarctic, and it basically says,
it's unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable.
It's cold, it's dangerous, you're probably going to die. If you do get home, you might get a bit of glory. Who's up for it? And those people that said, oh my God, that sounds like hell. I don't like cold. I don't like dangerous. I don't like the idea I might die. Great, don't apply.
And he got hundreds of people to apply.
Yeah.
He did. It's unbelievable, but setting expectations. I have used that example around setting expectations. It's cold. You're not going to be fed well. The pay is awful and you might die.
Yeah.
The expectations are clear.
Yeah.
And he got people to apply it.
I talk about magnetism a lot. A magnet's got two poles. It's got an attracting and a repelling pole. And both of them are very useful, particularly in recruitment. So he had hundreds of people apply for that. He's probably got tens of thousands who didn't. Great. Brilliant, because they were the wrong people.